Okay, so a turbojet engine, like we have discussed, and as the name suggests, a turbojet engine has turbine to produce the useful mechanical work, and we do also have a jet, a high-speed jet has to be generated in order to get a thrust. So yes, we can achieve high value of a thrust at high speeds, but then at the cost of fuel, definitely. So let's try to understand how this turbojet engine works. So it has basically, as you can see, 6 parts. We can see here the first one, it starts with the intake. Okay, there will be inlet guide vanes placed here in front of the compressor, so that the air will be you can see guided to enter into the combustion chamber, sorry, compressor efficiently. Okay, so first one is intake, and then we have the compression, or the compressor will be on roll. When the air enters into the from the intake into the compressor, the role of a compressor is to generate high pressure. Also, you can see that with the increase in length, as we move towards the length of this further or ahead of this the jet engine, with the increase in length, the space available actually decreases. That will cause heavy amount of pressure on the blades, compressor blades also. So you can see the length of the blade is very small because they have to generate a very high pressure. Now there are many problems which we encounter in this region. The flow reversal can take place, flow stall, compressor stall can take place. So we'll talk about this in coming classes. Okay, so the role of the compressor is to compress the air, and you can see here there are many blades, stator and rotor blades, which are present. So this is a multi-stage, actually it is a multi-stage compressor. If we have a single blade of rotor and compressor, then we will call it as a single stage. A single stage will have only one blade, but when we talk of high pressure ratio, okay, so this high pressure ratio, which we actually talked about in Breton cycle, that this pressure ratio has to deal with exit pressure to inlet pressure. So P2 by P1 value, in order to reach to a very high P2 by P1 value, okay, we have to go with multi-stage system. Okay, another advantage of using this axial, obviously the compressors are axial compressor because the flow is moving along the axis. Okay, same thing we cannot do with the centrifugal compressor. In centrifugal compressors, the air has to change sides over the impeller blade, and that causes loss of efficiency. Fine. So therefore axial compressors are widely preferred. It is a multi-stage system, and as you can see, along the axis of the compressor, along the length of this particular engine, the space available keeps on decreasing in order to increase the pressure. So the air goes from low pressure to high pressure, and obviously it is very challenging to move the air from low pressure region to high pressure region, because it is very easy that the pressure could actually reverse, the direction could go reverse. Okay, coming back to then this high pressure air, it will enter into the combustion chamber. Here we have basically we are able to see can type of a combustion chamber. This is cross section of a turbojet engine. Okay, so the combustion can type of a combustion chamber. There are many types of combustion chamber. Here we are able to see a small cans which is arranged in a peripheral manner, in a circular manner along perpendicular to the axis of the turbine, and within these cans the combustion process takes place in order to generate a high temperature gas. Now this high temperature gas actually enters into the turbine, and when it enters the turbine, it is quite possible that not all the air or not all the fuel in the combustion chamber is going burnt, so which makes the process inefficient, and at the exhaust you will have a soot formation. You will see many a times we have seen that when the vehicle is running, the exhaust gas is brown or sometimes black in color. It is because of incomplete combustion. If when the combustion process is efficient, you will see a smooth, more or less whitish kind of a fuel. Okay, so this incomplete combustion will result in soot formation. It will drop the efficiency of the exhaust process or the engine. We will be able to rotate this compressor, but then the exhaust gases will have decreased velocity, and we can also see that here the exhaust has been designed in a way of convergent section. So all the subsonic aeroplanes, subsonic jet engines, so this is the case of subsonic jet engine. So when we talk about subsonic jet engines, the subsonic aircraft engines, they generally have convergent type of an exhaust, in which the area will keep on decreasing when we move ahead or along the direction of this. So this kind of a duct is used in order to generate a subsonic flow. Okay, we can at max we can reach to speed of Mach number 1. Nowadays we are using variable area, so that we can variable area exhaust, so that we can increase this area and we can achieve higher speeds. Okay, so I hope everyone understood. This entire section is divided into two parts. One is cold section, where the atmospheric air is compressed and no temperature changes are actually accounted are there. But when we move ahead of this, we have a hot section where the fuel is burnt into the combustion chamber and then it is exhausted at a very high speed. So the whole thing here we are working on is to generate a high speed exhaust jet, which will work on Newton's third law. To every action there is equal and opposite reaction, and which will force this engine or power plant to move in the forward system. So here we have action and reaction. So high speed jet, very high speed jet has to be produced in order to attain speeds close to Mach number 1. Okay, so here we have the small wave block diagram which explains everything: the inlet, the compressor, the combustion chamber, turbine, and the exhaust or gas deflector. Okay, two important things which we have to take care when we talk about turbojet engine is: number one, turbojet engine is very noisy. Why this is very noisy? Because the flow, a high speed flow, has to exit or enter into a cold and stable atmosphere, which produces lot of noise because of mixing process. Okay, the air has to mix with the surrounding and then it will produce lot of noise. So one of the most important criteria here is that jet engines has produce very noise. Another thing is that when we go to high speeds, when we use jet engine for high speeds, definitely fuel consumption becomes a very important problem. Okay, so fuel consumption is another important criteria that we have to be used. Another thing is that because the air is getting at high temperature and high pressure, it is very important to design turbine blades which can sustain high temperature. Otherwise, if the temperature is very high and the air enters into the turbine, it will melt the blade. So that will affect the performance, and it is quite possible that your engine may not be able to sustain a single flight. Again, the compressor blades has to be very strong in order to resist large amount of pressure. Otherwise, it will produce denting, and it will cause again the component efficiency will suffer. Okay, so here another is intake. But when we take jet engines to high altitudes, another problem is at high altitudes they suffer lack of mass flow rate, because when we increase, so let's say if the air is flying at a certain altitude, let's say around 10 kilometer or 11 kilometer, which is in stratosphere region, if it is flying, it will have a sufficient amount of air, because temperature in this region is actually maintained constant. In the stratosphere region, troposphere temperature increases, stratosphere temperature remains constant up to certain level, and then again it starts increasing. So as the temperature increases, we have seen that the density suffers, the density of the air decreases. That means even in 100 meter cube of volume, so let's say if you have 100 meter cube of air, the amount of particles which are present in that particular volume of air will be very less. So the expansion, they have been to the expansion process. So when we move to higher altitude, like we have seen, people, those who are going for hiking Himalayas and all that, they have to carry oxygen cylinder because of lack of air, the amount of air with altitude. Okay, so this is 2 3 important problems that we suffer when we use turbojet engine. Coming to turbo fan engine. A turbo fan engine, like I told you, has an additional component which is a fan. A ducted fan is there. So instead of the inlet, so here this is an inlet. In front of the inlet we place a big fan. The job of this particular fan is to rotate and allow large amount of air enter into uh, the engine or power plant. Okay, this total mass we can divide it into two parts. One which goes to the main engine or core section of the engine, where we produce a high speed jet. Okay, so first one is cold section, where we have to move the air into the compressor, and then another part is the second section which allows actually engine cooling. So there is a second one which is a second part of the air. So total the amount of air which is entering into the inlet is divided actually into two parts. Okay, and these two parts actually combine the air which is passing through this shroud. So the cover is actually called shroud. A cool engine, about most major part of the actually air flows through the core engine, which is the power plant, and then a small amount of air will flow in the surrounding of the engine in order to cool. It will produce a cooling effect to the engine. Okay, another important thing is, like we talked about noise, this cold air which is coming from the surrounding of the engine mixes with the hot engine and reduces the noise. So this is another important criteria